Hello everyone, and welcome to Dungeons & Dragons, where everything's made up and the points don't matter. This is Winds of Earrenia, our ongoing Dungeons & Dragons campaign here at Bold Wolf Gaming. I am Matthew Baldoff, your Dungeon Master for the evening, and if you don't know any of that, you may be lost, but we're happy to have you anyway. Before we get started tonight, as usual, we have some announcements to go through. Oop, that's the wrong announcements. That's several months ago. Alright, starting tonight, we are now streaming live to Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube at the same time. At one time, we streamed on Twitch alone and uploaded the episodes to the other two at a later time, and we were still doing that with YouTube as of last session, but I realized this was an unnecessary waste of time and effort, so now we're live on all three platforms. Of course, the best experience is here on Twitch, where we have the D&D Beyond overlay, Nightbot, and chat will actually show up on stream. The app that's supposed to accommodate all three chats at the same time is not functioning properly, so stay tuned for when and if that is fixed. However, YouTube and Facebook VODs do stay up indefinitely, unlike Twitch, and YouTube will be the home of non-live content, so make sure, even if you're watching us on one of the other two platforms, to go over there and give us a subscribe. If you're new to the show and like what you see, be sure to like, subscribe, or follow, depending on your preferred platform. And be sure to follow the Bold Wolf Gaming and the Winds of Earrenia Facebook page, as well as the other Bold Wolf Gaming social media platforms. I'm putting out different stuff on all of those at different times. So if you want to stay completely up to date to everything going on this channel, and this show in particular, make sure you get linked up with all of those. Alright, so since we are approaching the time when things start to go back to normal and in-person games can resume, that means a return to handcrafted terrain. In that spirit, shortly I will be uploading images of previous handcrafted battle maps from our campaign, all of them, of course, before we started our stream. But they should get you sufficiently hyped for the cool set pieces you'll see once we're all at the same table again. Let's see, on the Bold Wolf Gaming stream schedule, our Saturday double feature... Nope, that's no longer relevant. Yes, so tomorrow, originally that was we may be canceling it, but tomorrow night at 7:30, we will be playing The Division with Rhino Gaming, right here from our party, and Eric the Entertainment Guy, and at 9:30, we'll be playing Call of Duty World War II, as we do every Saturday. It's lots of fun. We're idiots, and it makes for some funny watching. So be sure to check that out. This coming Tuesday at 12:30 a.m., technically Monday night, we have the 90s night with another session of Super Mario RPG on the Super Nintendo system. And Wednesday at 12:30 a.m. we have Fantasy Night with the last session of Diablo 2 on PC for a while. I will be rolling out, hopefully by the end of the week, a schedule for Fantasy Night for the rest of the month, as well as the other streams. Feel like it would be better to have a little bit of preparation in that regard. That's weird. Hold on a second. Oh, duh, that's why. Alright, sorry, I was getting double audio there on the music. Alright, what else have we got? Oh, final announcement. As our regulars may already know, Bold Wolf Gaming is now a proud partner of Swift Lifestyle Products, a newer company making drink mixes, vitamins, and gummies designed to give gamers more energy and focus, and better reaction times. Now, I'm not a salesman by any stretch of the imagination, and insincere endorsement makes my ass itch. So, believe me when I tell you, I highly recommend this stuff, what I've tried so far. The Swift Reaction Blue... I'm getting it on screen there. Swift Reaction Blue Sour Strip Drink Mix, which I am drinking tonight, is a fantastic product. The taste is comparable to the Blue Jolly Rancher Drink Mix, which I was almost addicted to at one point. But unlike that stuff, which has 14 grams of sugar, this stuff has none, which is always a good thing. Sugar is the devil. And the recommended water level for taste is 6 to 8 ounces, but you can well exceed that, which I do, and still have a great tasting beverage. Minimal chalky taste that you usually get from this stuff. And also, one of my other addictions has been Red Bull Energy Drink, which is also insanely sugary. And it gives you more of that quick rush with a crash a couple hours later, but swift reaction has the same benefits and then some when it comes to energy and focus. I drink this stuff Wednesday night on the way to and during work instead of Red Bull for my 12-hour shift, and usually I feel a bit of a crash after a few hours. Anyway, usually I'm working on D&D prep and things like that, and I end up getting this brain fog effect after a few hours and have to give up and just watch TV. But the only reason I had to give up on prep the first night using this stuff was because I ran out of stuff to do. I was well into the morning hours, almost ready to go home before this stuff even started to wear off. So, definitely encourage you to check this out if you're looking for an alternative to the usual energy drinks you can pick up at the gas station. If you want to try it out, go to swiftlifestyles.com and use my coupon code, FearTheWolf, all one word, to get 15% off of your purchase. And not just to support the channel, but to do something good for yourself. I sincerely believe that this is a healthier choice for myself. It does what it says it's supposed to do. I don't know if that's a placebo effect or if it's legitimately the chemistry, but take that for what it is. And it's definitely healthier on the sugar end. So be sure to check out our partners, and thank you to them for so quickly approving our partnership. I look forward to trying out more of their products and continuing to encourage people to try them out as I have and enjoy the benefits. So without further ado, let's go ahead and meet our cast. Shakira will be running a little bit late tonight, trying to get our son to sleep, but she shouldn't miss too much. Ryan, do you have any announcements before we get into the recap?
Yeah, so again, we have a Discord. Would love to have some more people joining, to support the channels. I'm going to be starting to stream on Wednesday nights, and it is going to be what I call Wheel Wednesdays. Going to have a couple different games on a spinning wheel. We're going to spin it, and then we're going to play whatever lands on it.
Nice.
And then people that join my Discord and eventually join my private channel, I'll actually be putting polls in from time to time for people to pick what goes on the wheel. So definitely a good place to be.
On that note, Bold Wolf Gaming has the same program going. If you check out the Buy Me a Coffee link, there's a membership option, and if you join the membership, you get access to the Bold Wolf Gaming private Discord channel under the By Zero Squad, where you'll be able to chat with me when I'm not streaming, which will actually be even more interactive than you can be on stream. And I will be doing similar, running polls to determine on a monthly basis what I'll be streaming on my different shows. 90s Night, Fantasy Night, and Fantasy Night may also at some point be splitting with Sci-Fi as well. There'll probably be some changes coming to the schedule soon. I also need to start making some time to produce pre-recorded content for YouTube. Thinking about going the direction of doing some DM tips for Dungeons & Dragons, since that's what I know. That's what I've gotten good at over the last few years, and I think I have something to contribute there. So look forward to that stuff. But yeah, make sure you go over to Rhino Gaming when you're done here and give him a follow. Check out his gaming. You'll also see him tomorrow at 7:30 and 9:30 playing with myself and Eric the Entertainment Guy in The Division and Call of Duty World War II. So, if that is everything, we'll go ahead and get into our recap and start Winds of Earrenia. Previously, the regulators were contacted by an old acquaintance, Laura Jennings, the navigator for the ship that brought them to Palha City when they were still missing their memories. Her captain was on a blind ambition mission to rescue his brother from the Petagma cartel, and believed the regulators had the skills to help them accomplish the task and live to tell about it. The captain reluctantly agreed to their help, and they began making plans to ambush and hijack a cartel ship. So they followed the Solia to Whiterith Pass to that end, and ambushed the cartel ship, the Aratos. They disabled it and defeated the officers. Malcolm tried to repeat his previous victory by pushing the captain to his death, but Zuko had to help finish him off by cutting the rope and allowing him to fall into the pass. And he fell to his apparent death. The rest of the crew surrendered, and the Ratos is now theirs to use in their planned deception at the cartel's island hideout. So, regulators. Where we left off, Malcolm had tethered himself to Serenity and made a running kick at the captain to knock him off, and then Zuko cut the rope, causing him to fall. So, Malcolm, you are still hanging by the rope, swinging, and you're looking down at the spot where you saw a plume of snow some 1,500 feet below where the captain of the cartel ship fell. All right, Zuko, I believe you were at midship. Let's go ahead and get our display here. Let's see if there's an easier way to zoom here. Ooh, nope, that wasn't good. Alright, they really need keyboard shortcuts on this program. So Zuko, you are somewhere midship right here. Mira is, I believe, standing up on the aft deck. And Zuko is hanging in the wind off to this side, over the pass. So, who wants to start? I'll give you a description of what you see.
So you said I'm dangling?
Yep.
Oh, I thought I just kicked him and like landed on the
The way I understood your plan was you tethered yourself to the ship so that you wouldn't fall, and you just kind of ran at him, drop kicked him, which caused you to kind of swing. So you're hanging just below the gangplank.
I mean, I'm gonna climb up then.
Okay.
So I don't fall to my death.
All right.
We all know about falling now at this point in the campaign.
Well, don't flip.
Now, Zuko, you are hanging out, like I said, midship. From your perspective, looking around, the crew of the Solia is tying up the surrendered crew of the Aratos. And you're standing about near the mid-mast here. There is a raised foredeck and an aft deck. There are a total of 4 stairs leading up onto those decks, 2 on each side. There are 4 staircases, 2 on either side, leading to the deck below. And there's also a set of double doors that leads under both of those decks in the front and the back. Anything you would like to do?
So I can see Malcolm, right?
Yeah, you saw what he
I'm
did.
gonna say, you good, dude? If he can even hear me.
It's a little difficult to hear you over the rush of the wind, but as long as you shouted, he would have gotten the gist of what you were saying.
All right. I guess I kind of want to look for the captain's quarters.
Okay. Where does Zuko think that would be?
I would think it would be kind of like on the, not like the first layer of the ship, but isn't the captain's quarters like, or the captain's office, whatever, usually at the back of the boat, like below the helm?
Typically, yep. So you want to go for the double doors underneath the helm?
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead. Move. Oh, for goodness sake. All right. So. Oh, what happened? Oh, that's right.
What the fuck just happened?
Just deleted something. Okay, you're up here actually, Mira. So, welcome back. But main deck. All right.
Sorry it took long. He fell asleep on my arm, though.
Oh, at least he's asleep.
It's a good thing I'm not rolling dice.
Yeah, we're just kind of taking turns here. Oh boy. All right, some stuff from the upper layer got. Get rid of the helm.
Is this a glitch from Dungeon Fog, or?
Yeah, I think something messed up when I copied. Alright, so, Zuko, you walk through the double doors, and sure enough, you see a desk. Let me see if I can zoom in here for you. Let's try 90%. No. 150. There we go.
Hey, there we go.
That's more
Crap.
like it.
Crap.
What?
She needs to go to the bathroom.
Okay. And he's on top of you.
Yep.
Just tell her to knock it over, I guess. We know she can do that.
Knock over the gate.
I heard okay.
I heard okay, and
Yep.
then she Kyled it. So
She said sorry.
Alright.
Well, he
Okay.
jumped, but he's
There
not
is-
awake. We're good.
There's stuff missing here, so I'll just go from the description. Alright, so you enter. Sure enough, it looks like the captain's quarters, lavishly decorated with fine furniture and stolen art pieces. The air smells of recently extinguished incense. A large desk takes up the center of the room, sitting on an ornate rug. A nice bed is in the back corner, and a bookshelf and a chest are on either side of the doors that you entered through. Two mostly glass doors lead out onto a kind of balcony on the back of the ship, with several nice
Dude,
chairs
this
that
is
you
lavish.
can see. And there's a mounted crossbow back there, just like there was on the upper deck. The book... let's see. Yep, and that's where I'm going to stop. What do you want to do?
Let's look at the chests.
I knew it.
Okay.
Can I check for traps?
Sure. Roll an investigation check on the chest.
We've learned our lesson.
I mean, I wouldn't think that the chests would be trapped on the ship, but who knows?
Right.
I trust nothing. 20.
20.
Nice.
Very nice. The chest is neither trapped nor locked.
Ooh, let's go in.
You open it up. It is filled with mostly clothing, some of it fairly nice, and personal belongings. A flask, some of that incense that you smelled burning earlier, a small coin purse, which is filled with about 30 silver.
Okay.
Take.
And the rest seems to be stuff that not of any particular value, but probably just sentimental, personal items.
Does the flask have any initials on it, or is it just a run-of-the-mill flask?
It is actually covered in raised filigree with a large letter V.
Huh. So it's somewhat valuable.
Yeah, I'd say it'd run probably about a gold.
I'll take it.
Okay. Alright, so I just want to rotate this fairly. Mira, you are on the deck above, if I recall correctly, when the combat ended. Let's get back to the map here. Upper deck. So you're up here. Looking immediately around you, you see the large wheel, some barrels, the mounted crossbows on the railing of the ship. There's also a large table at the back of the deck with some paper on it. And there appears to be a chest under that table as well. Kind of low-profile chest, flat.
I would like to check the papers on the table first, and then the chest.
Okay. First, looking on the table, when you get closer, you realize it's obviously a navigational chart. This particular one is a detailed chart of the of Whitereth Pass, even more detailed than the one Lara had made. It's very clear that they have traversed this area quite frequently and learned pretty much every nook and cranny of it.
That could be useful.
Yeah, I'm taking it.
And then you want to check the chest underneath.
Yes.
This one is, in fact, locked
Correct.
with a padlock.
It's not like I can actually. It's not like I have lock picks or anything like that.
Mm.
Padlock though, so you might be able to break it open.
Yeah, good point.
You
I'll
want to
try
try
that.
Pommel your sword or something.
Yeah.
In that case, roll a d20 and add. Yeah, we'll just call it a strength check, since you're using the non-business end of your sword.
The non-pointy end.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a 17 from the dice. Now I need to go into D&D Beyond. Do I add the 23 from my strength?
You would add your modifier.
Oh, okay, wait, so plus 6.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I got confused there for a second. So 17 plus 6, that's 23.
Okay. So you bring your sword down back end first on the lock, and you hit it just the right angle. You manage to snap the horseshoe shape at the top out of the locking mechanism, and it is now hanging off of the loop that it's run through.
Okay.
Are you opening the chest?
Yes.
Okay. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
So D20 plus my dexterity modifier.
Unless you're proficient in dexterity saving, I don't know.
Don't think so. Net 20.
At 20, okay. Alright, so as you lift up the chest, you hear the crackling of glass and you realize that you made a mistake, and immediately kind of roll out of the way as a cloud of caustic-looking gas fills the area around the chest for a few moments and dissipates.
Okay.
Returning to the chest, you now see the fairly obvious, if you had looked for it, mechanism that caused, if not disarmed, caused a glass vial inside of the chest to break open.
Okay, correction. You guys learned your lesson. Mira, however, has not.
In fact, the mechanism.
I was about to say that.
The mechanism on the trap is the exact same one that got Alaric back at the mansion in Twin Locks. So, all right. So, can you roll me an investigation check to look through the charts?
Yes, I can. $19.
19. All right. So you're looking through the charts. Most of them are pretty standard fare of different areas of the continent. But one sticks out to you for several reasons. First of all, there is a title at the top that is written. You can't read it, but you recognize the characters as ancient Pescoan. And you also notice on the chart, these charts are for airships, and you notice that this is a chart of the area surrounding an island, small island, and for some reason there are depth markers, as in, more like you would expect to see on a chart for boats, around it. And there's a path. There's an indication at a certain point on the chart that says descend here. And that point is marked at a place in the chart where the depth, most of the ocean around this island seems to be very shallow, but there's a very deep trench that would allow a large vessel to safely sail through straight into the side of the island. There's also... Oh, you know what? I'm just going to bring up this map. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Let's see. Dungeon fog. So I don't have all the markings on it, but this is the island, and you see a trench that kind of runs this direction that is deep enough for a large vessel to sail through. You also see a beach with a small cave entrance marked. And there are several circles marked on the ridges around this inlet. I shouldn't have said several. I should say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 small dots marked on the ridges surrounding the inlet.
Interesting. I think I'll show this to Malcolm when he gets up here.
Okay. And that is about all you see up there. So we will go ahead and return to Malcolm. What would you like to do?
Did I already climb up?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna have Dustchin kind of pull closer so I can jump down to where Mira's up, the upper deck there.
Okay. All right. Easy enough. He pulls forward, giving you the space you need to jump from the gangplank onto the upper deck with Mira.
I'm gonna ask Mira what she found.
Mira?
I'm sorry. I got distracted by something. I relate to him what I found and I show him the maps.
Okay. Rifling through the maps and everything, I get a pensive look on my face while I'm looking at the map with the beach and the depth markers and everything. I think I need to talk to the navigator from the Solus, but I think this might be the island we're trying to get to, and it looks like this might be the correct path to get in safely. And maybe the cannon battery placements marked on it.
Interesting. I think we should go.
Well, I think they're probably on the Solus, so we'll roll it up. We'll roll it up and take it with us for sure.
Do you mean Lara?
Yeah, Lara.
Yep.
Yeah. I couldn't think of her name.
Ooh, something caught my throat there. She is actually, yep. She is on mid-deck, looking over the railing down at the place where you knocked the captain to his death. So if you want to walk over there and talk to her, you can.
Yeah, I'll take the map and roll it up and walk over to her.
All right, so at that point, I'm going to go ahead and rotate back to Zuko. You are still in the captain's quarters.
Okay.
What else would you like to look at?
I want to go through the desk.
All right. Where'd it go? Hold on. What?
I heard a noise over here.
Okay, so?
It sounded like a bonk over here. Where
Oh.
you put the cranes.
All right, go to bed.
I love you.
Love you too.
Wait,
Alright.
hold on.
She just
One more
hit the freaking
Just have to
room.
giggle real quick.
Not right now. I'll do it on break. Just go to bed.
Okay.
All right. Sorry. All right. So you want to check out the desk?
I knew I heard that gate again, that she was going to try and come downstairs.
Hmm. Let's see. All right. Give me an investigation check, Zuko.
Okay. $23.
23. Nice. All right. So first, All right, the desk is actually kept fairly clean. You see where the incense was burning. There's a small incense holder. And most of there's a couple drawers on it that open freely and contain parchment and quills and things of that nature. However, while you are trying to go through the drawers, you find one that is locked.
Well, that's definitely the drawer I want to get into then.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How would you like to go about that?
There's got to be a key somewhere unless the captain had it on him. And he did.
Probably did. Is there any way for me to pry it open?
You can certainly try. What are you using?
I mean, I would probably use either a dagger or a sword as a pry bar.
All right, I'll say there might be enough of a gap there. Roll a strength check.
Four?
4.
Uh-huh.
All right, you put a lot of effort trying to get it in the right spot and put a lot of pressure into it, and it strains against you for a while until finally the tip of the blade slips out of the gap, and you just go sprawling over the desk. The
Oh,
desk
jeez.
remains intact.
Okay.
Does nobody since Alaric have thieves' tools?
I don't.
No, I don't either.
Trying to think here.
I'm pretty sure. No, I think maybe I have forgery tools.
Well, actually, you guys have anything that you wanted from what he had too.
True.
Who grabbed his thieves' tools kit?
We never talked about who got what of what he had.
True.
I think I just held on to all of it at first, and we were going to separate it out at a later date. So, I mean, I guess technically I have them.
Okay.
It's
You
fun.
probably do.
Well, I do have this, divining stone. I mean, it's a big rock. Can I try to bust open the drawer with this rock?
I'll let you do another strength check to see if you can just smash open the front of the drawer.
If that doesn't work, you can just come, get the thieves' tools from me.
Yeah, well, that was a nat 20, so...
Oh.
For a
Hey.
total of...
You said strength?
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
22?
that'll do it. It takes a bit of time. You're making a lot of noise, probably drawing a lot of attention, but you
Don't
finally
care.
manage to smash open the front of the drawer. And inside is a simple, is the captain's log. Do you want to peruse through it?
Yeah.
All right, so most of it, perusing through the entries, it's mostly mundane day-to-day reports, but a few entries catch your eye. One from a year or so before mentions a conversation in a tavern with a dwarf that mentioned the giant silver lion statues in the Great Hall of the Jarl of Palhas.
Oh, do they have a plan?
The captain did some calculations himself, realizing their value, but also mentions all of the difficulties that would make them nearly impossible to steal and fence. So he considered it, decided it wasn't worth the trouble.
Damn.
Just like we did.
The captain... oh, wait. There we go. Okay, a more recent entry indicates that he lost some close friends to a cargo vessel that has been randomly attacking cartel ships. And he's very upset about it.
Not anymore.
Even more recently, an entry indicating that they had learned the Solia was behind it, and it's of its connection to their prisoner. All ships were ordered to attack the Solia on sight, even if it is docked in public. And one of the most recent entries talked about picking up cargo, though it doesn't mention what the cargo is, and making away with the money after killing the seller. Said cargo is headed back to HQ.
Which means it's on the boat now.
It's on board.
Now,
Ooh, we should check what that is.
Now, in your initial investigation check of the desk, with that roll that you did, you also noticed something else that you've been distracted from for a few moments, but you're going to look at again after reading the captain's log. You noticed underneath the desk is a very nice rug, but there's a wear pattern in the rug that indicates it's been bunched up repeatedly in the same place.
Ooh. Yeah, let's move the rug.
We will get back to that in a few moments. By this point, Malcolm and Mira have made their way down to midship, to where Laura is looking over the railing.
She's still stunned, isn't she?
She hears you approaching and looks up briefly and then looks back down.
Is she gonna ask what was all that noise about?
I'll say at this moment that hasn't quite happened. It's probably right after this
okay.
conversation. Smash, smash, smash.
You're probably going to draw all of our attention once this conversation is like midway through.
Should have been a barbarian.
So she's looking down, and as you approach, she says, "I can't believe it. You killed Van de Vries. One of the most notorious cutthroat smugglers I've ever heard of. Second only maybe to the leader of the cartel himself. Do you think, you don't think he survived that, do you?"
I mean, I don't know how he would, but I've seen crazier things.
That is true.
Suppose it depends on how deep the snow is down there. At the very least, he's unconscious, but... well... either way, it's over. I hope you got a good enough look at him to go through with your plan of disguising yourself as him.
Well, we definitely looked each other in the eyes on multiple occasions, so...
Alright. Well, have you found anything useful yet?
Yes, I believe we have. I unfurl the map and show it to her and express my suspicions about what it is and see if she thinks similarly.
No, it's very good. I think you're right on the money. There seems to be some sort of secret entrance to the headquarters that can only be reached while floating rather than in the air. You see her mouth something silently to herself as she squints her eyes, and then she repeats it out loud. Island of Sinners. That's what they call it. Well, at least they don't have any delusions. I'm seeing several interesting things here. This secret entrance that you have to sail into is one thing. I'm also noticing I think you're correct. These markings are definitely the cannon batteries. And some information that might be useful here. I notice that all of them, their sight lines are facing outward. Bring that map back up. All of their sight lines are. I can't see the cursor. Facing outward from the inlet. They won't be able to see anything going on the beach. So, if we can convince the cartel to let us bring Serenity into the inlet and land on the beach, they won't see our landing parties headed for the batteries.
Yeah, that definitely is a very good plan. We'll just need to find
Using
out.
Serenity as bait.
Well, we're gonna be flying Serenity in like it's a captured ship. Obviously, Serenity is not seaworthy, probably because of the way it's designed.
Mm-hmm.
So it would need to land on land. So we just need to convince whoever's in charge, to let us land the Serenity on the beach, and then we can have a party go to the different cannon batteries and knock them all out.
I like this plan.
And then communicate to the was it the Solis or Solia? I can't remember. We've had too many
Solia.
Solis.
Solis is the vampire.
Yeah, communicate to them to have them, fly in and help with the attack once the cannons are disabled.
All right. She keeps looking at the chart, and then she looks behind her. That explains a lot. Whatever this entrance is on the side of the island must have a low overhead range. I was examining the masts, and I noticed the damage we did is actually pretty repairable. And she points to a mechanism at the bottom of the three masts, kind of like a half gear. And she points out the fact that there's basically a hinge that allows the masts to tilt backwards intentionally to lower the profile of the ship. This is a very good find. This will help a lot. We should get an idea of what else is in the ship before we decide what we're doing with the crew and how we're proceeding. But
Is this now where we hear a crash, crash, crash?
Yes, yeah. This is probably the exact moment you hear the sound of smashing wood coming from the compartment under the aft deck.
Do you
the hell was
instantly
that?
know it's me?
I roll my eyes up and be like, Zuko, and start heading in that direction.
All
I
right.
follow Malcolm.
All right, so you guys come in as he is finishing reading through the journal, and at this point he puts it down and notices the wear marks in the rug. So Zuko, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna say, hi guys. and then go to push the rug out of the way.
Okay. Lifting up the rug, you see a set of inlaid tracks in the floor, indicating that the desk is capable of sliding backwards towards the back of the ship.
Okay. I ask for a hand to help push the desk back.
I gotcha.
All right. So, Mira, you're pushing from the other side?
Yeah, he told me to help him out, so.
All right. Give me a strength check with advantage.
Okay.
Zuko is pulling from the other side. Just Mira.
Oh, okay.
So advantage means I take the higher one, correct?
Yep.
$18.
18. Okay. So you start pushing on it, and it does not freely move. However, with your magic belt, you end up pushing pretty hard on it, and you hear something break. Some sort of latching mechanism that keeps the desk from sliding on its own. And
Oops.
it slides backwards very suddenly, knocking Zuko on his ass.
Of course.
But the rug
Malcolm probably laughed.
the rug of course bunches up in the same space where Zuko saw those markings, and the front of the rug is pulled with it, revealing a compartment underneath the desk. And where there is a small locked metal case.
Oh, great. This captain sure liked the locks. Can I examine the case in case it's booby-trapped?
Roll an investigation check.
+2, 19. Jesus. 20. I can't do math today.
You thoroughly look over the case, and you cannot see any obvious booby trap mechanism.
All right, I'm gonna hit it with my sword again then. The well with the blunt and the pommel.
In this case, you see a lock hole on the case. There's no dangling padlock like the other one. This one is more, built into the box itself.
So I look at Malcolm. I was like, "You still have all our stuff, don't you?
I do.
Do you have the sea breeze tools?"
I should. I look in my bag, and sure enough, they're there, and
Okay.
I pull them out.
I suggest
you want-
you have more
do you
steady
want-
hands than I do.
I was gonna say, do you want me to do this, or?
I think you should. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So for thieves' tools, you're not proficient with thieves' tools particularly. So this will be just a dexterity check, essentially.
Not a problem. I'm bringing up my character sheet right now. Although now that I think about it, I do have Tinker's tools. Probably very similar.
That is
I
how
have
you've gotten past some
Tinder's
locks in the past.
What's that?
That's how you've gotten past
I-
some locks. It's a higher DC with Tinker's tools, but you're proficient with them. So
Oh.
We'll just try with the thieves' tools first.
okay.
Just a
that's
straight
right.
dexterity, you said?
Plus, yeah,
Right.
and you have the gloves of deft hands if you want to use those.
True.
Did you ever fix those?
Yes, I fixed that, so you have to add the +5 manually, but
Well, at least it's fixed.
That's not a problem. Let me see here. Dexterity. Okay, so the following dawn after all three have been used. Okay.
And just make sure
I'm
you
gonna
mark
go ahead
off
and
a
use it.
charge. All right. All right. What you got?
Oh God. 15
Uh-oh.
15.
total.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you tinker around with it a bit, and you manage to pop the tumblers. I believe that's the right word. Inside the lock, and the case flings open. Inside is a massive collection of silver pieces,
Nice.
equaling out to about 1,200 gold.
Not too
That's
shabby.
chump change for us.
I mean, maybe for you right now, I'd be broke.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, you also haven't divvied out the money from the
The platinum, yeah.
uh,
Or from
the smuggling run, the whiskey
True.
run.
True.
So
But
it's
yeah.
1,200 gold worth of silver.
So we can split that up, I guess.
So all
will
you
add-
guys.
So that's 400 gold each. Or
Yep.
400 gold worth of silver. Do you really care if we just add it to gold, Matt?
That's why I gave you the gold value. I figured you
Okay.
didn't want to add 1,200 silver pieces to your inventory.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Not particularly.
Wait,
Yeah,
what was the number again, Malcolm?
400 each?
400 gold?
Yep.
Or silver?
Gold.
Gold. All right.
Thank you.
So you guys are all together now. Of course, you can split up again if you choose. Oh wait, no. Anything else in the captain's quarters you guys want to look at before?
Wasn't there a second chest?
No, there's a chest on one side, a bookshelf on the other.
Oh, well, I also want to check out the bookshelf.
Okay. All right. He has a nice collection of books. Most of them are reference books related to navigation, air travel, trade, business management, governments of various nations across the Creomond. The only one that sticks out as particularly interesting is a collection of ancient myths.
You should
Okay.
grab that one.
Okay. Anybody want to peruse it or?
Yeah, I'll flip through it real quick.
Okay. Looking through it, it seems to be mostly short excerpts about a bunch of stories that are entirely dismissed as myths. Kind of infotainment kind of thing about most of these stories have been turned into cautionary children's tales. You see titles about Baba Yaga, Klizmir the Undying, the Merfolk of Acreomond, and one that sounds very interesting, but you've never actually personally heard of, is the Legend of the Stone Army.
Ooh. Dude, take it with you. It might be a good read.
We'll take that, because basically everything else in there that you've mentioned, it seems like we've come across.
Mm-hmm.
Except for the merfolk. That sounds interesting too.
So maybe do a little bit of reading up on that later, and yeah, no, maybe we can figure it out.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So just make a note that you have a book called Ancient Myths of Acreomond. And let me know at any point when you've got downtime if you want to read through it.
You know me. Hell yeah, I'm down for that shit.
Oh, speaking of which, Mira, remind me also, you bought some smut novels at the bookstore in
did.
Palhaz. let me know whenever you sit down to read one of those, because might be some interesting content that you end up gleaning from it outside of what you expect. So, all right. So that you appear to have cleared out the captain's quarters of anything interesting. Zuko, you wrote down the flask, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, where would you guys like to proceed?
So
You did mention something in the captain's log about the cargo, and we should check the cargo bay.
that's actually what I was about to say that.
All right. So, proceeding out
I'm
of
sorry, Malcolm.
out of the quarters, you still have the double doors leading under the foredeck, and 4 staircases available to you to go to the deck below.
Yeah, I'll actually check out the other quarters.
The double doors on the opposite side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beat Zuko over there for looting.
Hey, son of a beach.
All right. So Malcolm is proceeding forward. Is anybody else going anywhere else, or are you guys sticking together?
Oh, let's stick together.
Okay.
No privacy.
No, I'm gonna go down to the hull, like down to the
Dude.
cargo bay.
You get privacy in your captain's quarters. It's not like I'm gonna watch you whack off.
Hey.
Easy. There.
That's gonna be you with your smut novels in the frickin' private room.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So we'll start with Malcolm. Malcolm and Mira. You go through the double doors on the other side. It is a small armory. There's still a collection of very basic gambesons, fabric armor, and some spears. There's a few rudimentary flintlock pistols still in stock, a couple swords, and some bolts for crossbows.
I'm going to whip out the magnifying glass and see if anything catches my eye.
Okay. You scan
Nice.
the room. Nothing in this room triggers the magnifying glass. It seems to be all mundane.
I'm going to look and see if I see any kind of hidden doors or anything out of the note that might indicate something's hidden somewhere.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
Hopefully this is better than what I've had for so far today. Not really. 9.
Ouch.
You don't find anything hidden. Upon closer inspection, you see that there's a total of 10 flintlock pistols scattered around the armory, all loaded.
Probably sell those.
You probably could sell them, actually.
Mm-hmm.
We could probably sell this whole room.
There you go.
Yeah.
Surprised we haven't done that before. Just load it all on the wizard door.
All right.
Well, let's do that. I'm not around, so I can't speak for you, but
Whoa,
Alright,
what's all that?
Zuko, you proceed down to. Hold on, let me check something. That's weird. Didn't save.
It looks like it's not colored.
Cannons.
Yeah, hold on. I feel like I'm missing something here. Yeah, something didn't save right. Oh well. All right, so you proceed down to the lower deck, which is the cannon deck. There's a lot of holes in the side of the ship, of course. Most of the cannons are damaged, or at least knocked out of place. Cannonballs scattered everywhere. There's also a room at the front and the back of this deck. if you want to investigate, but this is not the cargo hold.
I'll check out the room in the back.
We're in the back.
Mhm.
Right. Going through the double doors on this deck. So we lose somebody?
I'm still here.
We lost Shakira.
Okay. All right. Well, you walk in, and it appears to be the officer's mess. Very nice chairs and 2 tables, 2 cabinets full of fine glassware.
Wow, that's the second time today.
Okay. So nothing of anything catches my eye.
The dishes and the silverware is literally silverware. So that all has some value to it.
Well, then I guess I will grab all of the silver.
Okay. All right. So if you're just stealing the silverware,
Like everything that's silver. I said silver.
I'd say it all would amount to about 250 gold worth of silverware. Just make sure you write it down as such, because you'll have to sell it to get that value out of it. But yeah, 250 gold pieces worth of silverware.
Okay.
All right. All right. So while you were checking that out, all right, Malcolm and Mira, where would you like to go next?
I mean, we didn't see anything else in this room that was of note.
Right.
I am gonna drop all those flintlocks into
The wizard's door.
into my bag or in the wizard's door. Probably wizard's.
I suggest that, yeah, wizard's door would be better. You don't want to get
Do they have
overcumbered.
ammunition for those that you could take?
Probably. Is there ammunition, man?
If there, you assume there probably would be, but it's not stored in the army apparently.
Okay.
You didn't see any indication of the ammo.
Concealed carry. The ammo separate from the gun. Got it. Got it.
Yep. Yeah, the map didn't save right. All right, so you guys leave there. Where are you headed?
I'm gonna go down the stairs that are like right on the side of the ship.
So these ones, because you were at the
Yeah.
front. Yeah. All right, you're on the cannon deck.
So where is the poop deck?
That would have been the aft, upper aft
Okay.
deck.
Gotcha.
Is it because you want to poop there?
I just felt like saying poop deck.
You called it the poop deck, sir. That is why I pooped
Well,
there.
So where did Zuko go? He went in was it these rooms here?
He went in the back room.
back.
And
Yeah,
like
you
I
went in
said,
the back room.
ignore the
Okay.
visual cues of this room because it did not save my changes.
Okay.
Nope. Yeah, it didn't save it for some reason.
Oh,
I just
We
deleted
blew
it
off
to see
front of
if
the
I.
ship.
So that's not what the room looks like?
That's not what the room looks like.
Okay.
But the room is
Ouch.
there, so.
Well, if Zuko's already explored there, I guess we'll go across to the other side.
So you go in
Yep.
the front room?
Yep.
Alright. All right, so you open the front room of this the cannon deck, and it is a small room full of openable portholes, and filled with cages full of ravens and a writing desk. Each cage is labeled with the name of a place in a Creomond, including one labeled with the same name that was on the map that you guys showed to Lara.
Okay. So I'm guessing this is how they communicate with the island. Because we haven't seen anything resembling like how we communicate with the Vox Caspa at all. Correct?
right.
Yeah, you haven't seen anything like that so far.
I want to. If I go to the writing desk, is there anything that's currently being written or Does it look like there's different pads of paper for different places, or
Roll an investigation check.
investigation is the bane of my existence? 7.
Oh, jeez.
Alright. It takes a little while, but you do find one letter that was just being started. You're not sure where it was intended to be sent, but it looked like it was the beginning of a letter negotiating the price on some sort of smuggling run.
Now, were the papers are they like in a stack, or is there like a pad of some sort of the papers?
There's a stack of blank parchment.
Okay. Would I be able to? I don't think I have any kind of charcoal or anything, do I? I was gonna say I want to kind of do like a light rubbing to see if I can't glean anything, maybe from the person that had written on the paper above it. Maybe there's some
Clue.
to bring up what was written. If it was pressed hard enough.
You may have some charcoal in the crafting room of Serenity.
Okay. So I'll just take the whole stack of papers.
Okay.
Is there a quill? Or is there a special quill or anything?
There is a quill sitting on the desk. There doesn't appear to be anything special about it.
Magnifying glass doesn't show anything if I pull it out?
Nope.
Okay.
However, bear with me just a moment.
Google it.
You do see something that appears to be on the underside of the desk. A thin, long object.
Okay.
You seem to be seeing it through the surface of the desk.
Okay. That's what it is, I'm assuming?
What's that?
That you're showing me what it is, the chime of opening?
I did not realize I did that in the same. Yep.
I was wondering, are we supposed to be seeing this?
You were not, but so yeah, under the desk you find a chime of opening.
What does
Leave
it
to
do?
technology to fuck the DM over.
This hollow metal tube, measures about 1 foot long and weighs 1 pound. You can strike it as an action, pointing it at an object within 120 feet of you that can be opened, such as a door, lid, or lock. The chime issues a clear tone, and one lock or latch on the object opens unless the sound can't reach the object. If no locks or latches remain, the object itself opens.
Interesting.
Can be used up to 10 times before it destroys itself.
Ah,
Well, I'll be taking
Damn it.
right?
Definitely be taking that.
I'm sure you would.
All right, back to Zuko. Zuko, where would you like to go?
Towards where they're at. Probably go down another level.
All right, so taking the stairs right here.
Yeah.
All right, so this deck is a combination of a sleeping space for crew as well as a cargo hold.
Ooh, that's gotta suck for them.
Towards the back, you can see obviously some supplies for the ship itself. There doesn't seem to be much in the way though of valuables in plain view. You also notice that there is there is another There's a grate on the floor, a metal grate that is locked, and appears to cover another staircase leading to the lowest deck of this ship.
Well, I definitely want to open that. Is it like a lock or is it like a padlock?
It has a built-in lock, and so you're approaching the grate.
Yes.
As soon as you approach it, an unpleasant odor kind of wafts up from below.
You boy.
Okay. What did it smell like?
Roll a perception check.
Okay. It's 15.
You're getting a mix of body odor and traces of humanoid waste.
Oh, fun.
It's the dungeon. It's the, oh my god. Brig, it's
So
the
I'm gonna-
brig.
Because I'll go over a little bit longer, like closer to the door. I'm gonna say, is anybody down there?
Your voice, in response to your voice, there you hear a brief rattling of chains, but no response at the moment.
Okay.
I suggest
See-
you wait for us.
I don't want to open it yet. I want to kind of do some more investigating.
Okay. What would you like to do?
How, obviously he says it's like bars and stuff. And maybe am I able to kind of get my head close to it and maybe even get my head through one of the holes to take a look?
Yeah, I'd say you'd be able to squeeze your head in there.
If you get stuck, we are
Shut
going
up.
to laugh.
Seems to be enough space for you to stick your head through, and what you can see, it's pitch black down there, but towards the opening, you can see about in that distance, I'd say about 20 people shackled together, just sitting on the curved lower edge of the ship, chained to each other. You're seeing members of various races, mostly men. And the ones you can see look scared.
Slaves.
So I'll say there's nothing to be afraid of.
Again, your voice kind of startles them a bit, but one dwarf, which of course you know has dark vision themselves, kind of peers forward. Who are you?
Tell him my name's Zuko. And, the ship's former crew is no more.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay. Nat 20.
Ooh.
That'll be more than enough.
You were rolling some at 20s tonight, man.
Oh, don't jinx me, man.
He looks relieved, reserved about his relief, though. You're not playing some trick on us.
No.
He gives a sigh. Everybody, it's all right. Someone's come to save us. Can you get us out of here?
I'm certainly gonna try. Why are you guys here?
Well, all of us have been kidnapped at some point. The impression we've gotten is we were sold as forced labor.
Ah. Hmm. Well, I'll pull my head out of the grate and I'll yell for Malcolm
can.
and Vera to come down.
All right, so Malcolm and Mira, you both hear Zuko calling for you.
We rush over to where he is.
We.
I rush over to where he is.
I'll go too.
All right, so you come down to the lower deck and you see Zuko standing next to a great-looking. How are you looking, Zuko?
Like, let's get this thing open.
All right, so
What'd
you
you
see
find?
Zuko with an anxious look on his face that does not seem to be looting related this time.
Yeah. This time. And I'm gonna say, hey, they've got prisoners down here that are, slaves.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
So what do you do?
Me?
Any of you?
So what? So what? Do we have to lift the grate up? I'm assuming.
It's locked.
It's locked.
We have to unlock it.
Is it like a padlock or?
Built
It's
into
built
the grate.
in.
It's like a door lock.
Do I? I'm gonna look for traps.
All right, roll investigation.
Of course, investigation. Oh my!
Oh boy.
Two,
Oh no.
two.
It does not appear to be trapped.
I'm going to try to pick the lock with the thieves' tools.
All right. Roll a dexterity check.
I'm going to use my gloves. Total of 15.
Ooh.
That'll do. You pretty easily pop the lock open. It appears to be designed to keep them in rather than someone on the outside out. So it's not a horribly intricate lock. So the lock unlocks, and you're free to open the grate.
Do you want to do the honors, Zuko, since you found them?
Sure.
They probably would trust you right now more than us.
Probably. So I open the grate,
All right.
and are there stairs or anything that are
Yeah, there's
that
a
go
staircase.
down?
Yeah, the staircase going down to
Okay.
them.
And so I go down there, and I don't. Are they chained to like a wall, or are they just chained together?
They're chained together, and there is a chain that comes up between each of their hands, sealing them to the floor. However, on your way down, you see on the wall, on a hook, there is a key.
Okay. Well, I grab the key, and I guess I just go about chaining them.
All right. You come up to the first guy, the dwarf that talked with you, and he lifts his hands forward. You see there's a lock, a separate lock, both on the shackles around his hands as well as the one on the ground. You can detach either to free them one at a time.
Okay.
So that's what you do.
Yep.
Thank you. These are bad people. I hope you're different.
How long have you guys been here?
The best I can guess, we've been on this ship for about a week, maybe 2.
Okay. Well, you may have heard of us. We're the regulators.
He thinks about it for a moment. Can't say it's a name I've heard before, but it's one I won't forget.
Good. You know.
So you unchain him, and he proceeds towards the stairs, stepping up into the light. It's clearly uncomfortable. They've been sitting in the dark for an extended period of time. But as you unchain them, they make their way up the stairs into the deck above them. And I'd say it takes about 15-20 minutes for you to get all... once you're down there, you realize you're looking at about 80 people.
Oh, shit.
Wow. Holy
Crammed into the
shit.
space.
Question, do you think after we free them all, we could talk to them and be like, hey, we're gonna basically raid their island that they were gonna take you to. Do you want to help kick some ass?
You can certainly try it.
That might be a good...
Do they look healthy enough to fight?
right, they've been in there for a week.
They have been fed. They're a little uncomfortable and kind of cramped, but looks like they're not. They wouldn't take too much to get them back into. I forget the science word I'm looking for, but you know, a normal state.
Okay.
I mean, the entire intention was for these people to be sold to do labor, so they haven't been
Abused or anything? They've
abused to
been...
the point of being disabled now.
Gotcha. Then yeah, we can bring up, possibly raiding the island of the people that took them prisoner.
All right, so it's at 15-20 minutes to get them all out. Anything you would like to do for them, or somewhere you'd like to take them?
Have we came across like a galley or anything in this place?
The officer's mess and the food appears to be stored down here.
Okay. I mean, first things first, I think we should probably, get some food for
Feed
them.
them. Yeah.
Maybe rummage the ship and get some supplies for our trip.
I mean, I don't think we really need many supplies, but
I know we don't.
Yeah, you guys are about halfway through a month of supplies. Hold on.
We could also raid some of the cannonballs and stuff too that weren't used to replenish our stuff.
I don't have my
Not a bad idea.
At break, okay? Which will be soon. Go back upstairs. I'll do it at break. Sorry, you were talking about cannonballs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just to replenish what we've used.
You got a good look at the cannons as you came through. They're much larger than what Serenity uses.
Serenity uses. Okay.
We may want to upgrade then.
That's a possibility. Let's see. The Eratos uses 18-pound cannons. And Serenity uses... Put it on this page. 9-pound cannons.
Oh,
So-
that'd be a major upgrade.
would they even fit on our ship in the holes and stuff provided for them?
Good point.
It's within possibility. Yeah, might have to do some modifications to make it work, but probably something you would not be able to complete like right this minute. But you, in theory, you could load the cannons onto your ship, and Tristan could do some carpentry and
Anchoring.
adjustments.
I like that idea. What would it take for us to move these cannons over to our ship?
You'd
I'm
have-
assuming about 18-pound cannons that fires an 18-pound ball. Is that correct?
Correct.
So the cannons themselves probably weigh like 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, but
Yeah. But they've
the-
got to be on wheel.
they are on wheels. Plus, there's grates on the upper deck of the ship that for cargo to get in and out. So you just have to set up a crane to pull them up onto the upper deck and then roll them up the gangplank of Serenity.
Okay.
At some point during
What the
all of
heck was
this,
that?
when you're getting them,
CJ.
Oh, okay.
while you're getting the prisoners fed and taken care of, Lara comes down and lets you know that the bosun from the Solia is already working on getting repairs done to the Aratos, but that the Solia can begin towing the ship out of the pass. And if you guys travel through the night, you should be able to reach the island by midday the next day.
Hmm.
That's with all the repairs done and everything too.
Yep. She said it should the Aratos should be running under its own power by tomorrow morning.
Okay.
I say we work on getting those cannons out in the meantime.
Well, yeah, for sure.
All right. All right. So what we're going to go ahead and do then, we're going to go ahead and take our break. When we get back, we'll do some investigation checks so you can figure out if these cannons are salvageable and how you would go about getting them up to the upper deck when this is all said and done. And then you can decide how you want to approach your conversation with the freed slaves about helping you out on this suicide mission. So we are going to go ahead and take a 10-minute break. Thank you for everybody who has joined us. We're going to get some refreshment and jump back into this. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. See you soon. And welcome back. All right, so where we left off, you guys had just released the slaves that you found being held in the lower hold. And Lara informed you that they would be towing the Aratos out of the pass, and it would be running under its own power by morning. Do you bring up your plans on commandeering some of the ship's cannons with her, or?
I don't
couldn't
know
hear
if that's
you.
something that
Are you muted, Ryan?
Yes, I am, of course. Yeah, I was saying that, I mean, I don't see a reason why we shouldn't share it with her, but I think Zuko was about to say something too.
no, I was like, does it really matter?
I mean, she's fairly smart, so maybe she could think of a way to help us get them onto the ship.
They may want some for themselves. Who knows?
True.
But yeah,
All right, so you
yeah,
bring
we'll
it up.
bring it up.
Okay. She nods in acknowledgement and thinks about it for a few moments. All right, well, I definitely wouldn't recommend trying to transfer them while we're in the pass. All three ships should be focused on not smashing into anything. We could take some time when we get out of the pass to transfer them if you like. And this is your plan, so I'll leave it up to you. But their absence may be noted when we pulled in, depending on the layout of this secret entrance. And they also may come into use when we're in there. Hard to say, but just something to keep in mind. But if you decide to wait until after this is all settled, we'd be more than happy to help you get them moved over. I don't think we'll be taking any. Hopefully when this is over, the Solia can go back to being a cargo ship.
Okay. Well, maybe we do think about taking it when we're done with everything. In case
That's
we
right.
do need
That
to
might
use
be a
them.
good idea.
So that's what you guys are going to do? You're going to wait?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So during this journey out of the pass, where do you guys want to be? Is there anything you want to do before you depart for Serenity?
Did we
Assuming-
capture any people?
Yes, I believe there's about 15 people left from the crew.
Interrogation
Oh boy.
Correct.
/ torture.
Oh boy.
Torture's a little bit beyond what we would typically do, probably.
Alaric would be the one for that.
Alarg did have his evil lean.
Mhm. Yeah.
I am more neutral. You know, I like the chaos, but I'm not like an evil person. Yeah, so I mean, I would just try to intimidate them into giving some information.
Okay. All right, so you want to approach the commandeered, tied up crew members?
Yeah, I want to see
Yes.
if maybe I can determine which, if there's a higher ranking one in the group, maybe by their clothing or.
Or body language.
All right, roll an investigation check then. Or we'll call this perception.
Oh, thank God. Even that was 13 total.
13.
I had
It's
eight.
higher than usual.
And I roll 8. I add 8 to my roll, so I only rolled a 5.
Okay.
Oh.
Still looking them over. If there doesn't seem to be any visual indications of rank among this crew, like most civilian crews. They're dressed for the job, but there's no uniform or anything that you can see that.
I'm going to use my cantrip. Let me bring it up here. That is not there. Where is it? Thaumaturgy. I'm going to use it to make my voice boom up 3 times louder as normal.
Okay.
I love using that.
I'm just going to be like, who's in charge now?
Roll an intimidation check with advantage.
Ooh.
I'm going to need that advantage, probably. 14.
14. Definitely shake them all. You can tell that the ones left certainly weren't as high ranking as the group that you went after when you first attacked the ship. So they are not ready to stand up to intimidation, and the majority of them kind of, and it's difficult because they're tied up, but they kind of grab this human male in his late 30s and push him forward. And he lands
jeez.
on his face in front of you. What would you like to do?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch it. What did he do?
The rest of them pushed him forward, and he just lands on his face because his hands are tied up in front of him.
I kind of roughly pick him up by like his the shoulder of his clothes onto his knees, and I turn off the amplification of my voice, and I just kind of threateningly whisper at him, you know, we have a few questions you're going to answer.
Give me another intimidation check.
20 total.
Yay!
All right. Look, I've got no loyalty to captain's dead, officers are dead. I'll give you anything you want. Just please don't kill me.
I smile because that's what I like to hear.
Mom likes putting people in submission.
Well, I'm the champion of death. I like people begging for their life, you know?
Oh, that's how you get your jollies on, huh?
Hey. You like finding platinum, I like people begging for their lives.
Yeah, we're clearly not the same.
The first thing I ask is, how many ships are typically at port when you land?
He thinks about it for a moment. Sometimes none, sometimes 2 or 3. But any ships that are docked, they're not much of a threat. That can't do much while they're inside the cove.
Is the messenger that communicates with headquarters still alive?
He looks around. No. That kobold up there. He dealt with communication.
Whoops.
Did he have any backup? Do you know anything about if there's any ciphers or hidden words that need to be said in order for us to get into the cove?
I don't know. I wasn't that involved with it. I just know he sent the messages.
Okay, so we don't really know much there. Is that kobold's still alive though, right? Or he's dead?
No.
He's dead,
No.
but his body's there.
He's gone.
But his body's there, so we could potentially check and see if he has any kind of book or
something on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look at you and I ask you, I was like, do you want me to go check the body real quick?
Yeah, I kind of nod in the body's direction to Mira.
All right.
Continuing my questioning, how well do you know the compound around that the cove leads to?
I recognize the layout. I've been there quite a few times. Never off the ship, but
Well, if he's ever been off the ship, that probably won't help too much then.
it's when you sail in, it's a large body of water next to a big flat piece of cave. I think I got the impression that most of the compound is right there in view. There's a few doors that lead off, but I never got the impression there's much more to the place than what I've seen.
Okay, then I guess we can go with that. What can you tell me about the captain? Was there any kind of specific mannerisms, or how was he with the crew?
The regular crew's a bit of a bastard, as you'd expect. The only ones he was nice to were his officers, the ones you killed.
Okay. Where was he from? What kind of accent did he have?
He had a bit of a sorry, I'm having a brain fart as a DM.
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, you can't prepare for you even can't prepare for like every last question I'm gonna think of.
Right. I mean, you can think of what we would ask, but you're not gonna get like every single thing we would ask.
He had just a tad bit of a Piscoan accent. Like most of the members of the cartel do, but it was a cross between that and a common accent like mine.
Okay. So bastard, common accent, kind of a dick.
I'm pretty sure you could do that.
A little bit of Pescoan, only occasionally came out. Doesn't seem to have a lot of control over it.
Okay, so more like when he was emotional or angry, the Pescoan would come out a bit more.
Yes, and for your reference out of game, Pescoan, kind of Greek.
Okay.
Greek
Okay.
Italian kind of sound to it.
Gotcha.
Don't think I've ever heard a Greek person talk, so I wouldn't know how it sounds.
So let me think here. What next? So he didn't know how to communicate. I think that's everything we would need. Can you guys think of anything else to ask him?
No, unless they actually want to help us with the rating.
I'm not gonna trust him with that. We're gonna stuff him back in the brig.
Yeah, we can put them with where the prisoners were.
Oh, that's gonna stink.
Not our problem. We'll even chain them up too. Fuck it.
Are you guys
Jesus
talking about this in
Christ.
front of him?
Ooh. I don't
I mean-
know.
It scared them.
I mean,
And they're already tied up, so why would
I
you
don't-
chain them up?
Because rope can break easier than chain.
they had the audacity to do it to other people.
I don't know if they were a
Yeah.
part of it.
Well,
They were
doesn't matter.
culpable. They are culpable.
Mm.
I don't think they want to get. I don't think they want to die. So I mean yeah. You know, we will talk about it in front of them. I'll
Oh,
put it.
yeah.
Jesus.
I'll put it bluntly. It's either a bullet or the brig.
Jesus Christ, Malcolm.
Look, there's got to be something else I can do. I don't want to go down there. Yeah. Oh, what's the use? If you guys fail, Manus is gonna kill us anyway. Fuck. There's gotta be some other information you could want from me. Something that look, I'm just trying to make some money. Everybody's got to make a living, right?
Let me flip around here. Who did it say was going to kill him?
Manos.
Manus.
Manos.
Oh,
Manos.
Manos. I was going to say Mantis. I was about to be like, he gone. So
Be gone.
Manos, like Manos Hands of Fate.
We killed him last week.
Oh, you mean Manos?
Manos.
Yep.
There you go.
My name is Mykonos. That's all I can picture now. Whenever you said he slips into a Greek accent occasionally, is Michael Scott pretending to be Mykonos.
Maybe this will be useful to you. Manos, he has a thing for that tabaxi you killed. Not tabaxi, god damn it. Kutan you killed. God, I got her name somewhere here. Hala. He has a thing for it. I don't know if that would help with anything, but
Uh-oh.
Did we kill her too?
Yes, she did. I think I killed her.
We've killed a lot of people. It's hard to keep track of everybody.
Yes.
But-
But I know Malcolm shot the tabaxi though.
Yeah, but where we don't really have a body of the Dragonborn captain, we do have her body. And if he has a thing for her, it's a way to get even
And she's
closer to her.
dead.
But I have the mask
Yeah.
faces.
Oh. Malcolm's
Yup.
gonna be all seductee.
Yeah, you know.
That
I
didn't
can-
sound right.
I can wag my tail.
Oh my, not kidding.
Purr a little bit.
Jeez.
This might be a fun roleplay, dude. We're gonna fucking laugh our asses off.
So I ask him what her name was, and
he said, Hala.
Hala,
Hala. Kind of tricky to
And-
pronounce, but
and her accent and mannerisms. What kind of person was she like?
typical Kutan. I'm being a bit more aggressive. Had a typical Charan accent, which is again out of game. Iranian, Arabic, kind of Middle Eastern range accent. That you same. She basically so the same as Alhai.
Okay. So these are all accents I could probably fairly easily duplicate
Mm,
Really?
since I've heard them.
yep.
Yes, really. My background is forgery and all this crazy stuff.
I think she thought you meant you as Ryan.
Oh, no. I
That
mean,
would be impressive.
I don't know, maybe a little bit.
All right. Anything
could
else you want from
try.
them?
Anything else you guys can think of? Did she have something for Manos, or was it just one-sided?
A one-sided thing.
I saw the two of them spend some time alone together outside of the main area of the compound. It seemed they had a casual thing going on.
Okay. So now we have to make a decision of how we're going to do this. If we're going to imitate the captain, or if we're going to imitate the Kataran.
Hmm.
Is that right, man?
Mhm.
The Kataran? Is
Yeah.
it? Okay.
I gotta double check.
that's-
Like it's the Iranian word for cat.
Ah.
Oh.
I believe it's spelled Q-U-T. The pronunciation's a little tricky. I'm trying to get used to it, but that's this world's name for tabaxi. And I don't want to use Wizards of the Coast terms for some of the races.
Gotcha. Okay. So, yeah. So we don't. He gave us more information. So do we want to not put him in the brig? What do we want to do, guys?
Well, maybe we'll put the rest of them that were bastards that pushed him out in front of us down there, but he can. We'll tie him up somewhere a little nicer, and without windows.
Jesus.
Well, we don't want him to give signals.
True.
You know, if he's against us. It doesn't sound like he would be, but I'm not willing to take that risk.
Oh, I do have another question for him.
Hmm.
When we land, do they inspect the ship? Or do they send anybody on board to look at the ship?
Generally, Van de Vries and the officers go down to meet him. We unload cargo. Usually, the officers sleep in the compound, and we stay on the ship.
Okay.
The ship gets moved out of the way after it unloads or loads, whatever it needs to do. There's only space for one ship to be up against the main area.
Okay.
Hmm.
I think I have a plan forming in my head. We need to explore the ship some more, though, because there is supposedly some cargo here, right? We need to figure out what it is, and so we can unload our cargo.
I think it was the prisoners.
Yeah, the people. That was all we had on this run.
Like 80
About
people.
this. About bringing people to an island to be sold off as slave laborers.
I think he's afraid to answer that honestly. In front of me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that a question? I may have missed.
Yes, that was a question.
Oh, okay. So you were stating, and okay, yeah, he confirms. Yeah, that was it. And more valuable than anything else we smuggled.
I'm asking how he feels about it.
Oh, how he feels
felt
about it. Okay, I missed the how do you feel. Like I said, a man's got to make a living. Mira, make a history check for me.
Okay. Damn it, let me leave the damn window. Jesus. $18?
18. Okay. So you guys have all heard of the Paytagma cartel, at least by rumor, and you've always been kind of surprised that none of your businesses ever overlapped. But from what you've heard, 90% of what they do is either heavy drug running or humanoid trafficking. So now that you've seen it with your own eyes, you realize that this guy didn't sign on and not knowing that was probably what he was going to be dealing with. So.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to basically prod his feelings out here. Because I want him to know what he's done is definitely fucking wrong.
Well, he's given his answer, and you know that this was not something that would have come as a surprise to him when he signed up, so to speak.
So he pretty much knew what he was going to be doing. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, most because you guys have heard those rumors as well, so you know he's probably heard them before he joined on.
Alright, I'm gonna try a different tactic here. Maybe I could break this fucker just freaking crying his ass off. Do you have family?
Got folks back home.
Any wife? Children?
No, never had time or money to do it. Just trying to survive.
You have folks, so here's my question to you. If it were your parents being locked up, enslaved, and putting into a fucking cargo brig, chained up for a fucking week, only being fed scraps of food and left in their own feces, would you be okay with that?
Would never happen. Our families are off limits.
I don't survive my butt. So I walk off and go inspect the body.
That kobold?
Anybody else got
Yep.
anything for him? Or what do you guys want to do with him?
These are all people. We're all back on the main deck now, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the fact that these guys were involved with slavery.
Neither do I. Why do you think I'm pissed?
Alright, I maybe's handing you something to you here on a silver platter. Roll... roll a history check for me.
Who?
Ryan. No.
18 total.
18.
Ooh.
Alright, again, I don't want to overly influence your actions here, but I'm surprised you never asked before. White Rift Pass. When it was brought up, you recognize the name as a place you've never been because the Vestige had an air envelope, and being around mountains, of course, was a bad idea. That's how you guys ended up losing the Vestige. You end up near rock nests and usually end up losing the ship. But you've heard of it as a smuggling pass. Octavia also mentioned it to you once during conversation about her past. White Rift Pass is somewhat dangerous for airships. On the ground, it is a suicide run. It is extremely high elevation, very cold, and there's very little vegetation or anything else. So surviving your way through it is virtually impossible. And in fact, her order, the Shadow Monks of Teresia, part of their final initiation ritual was graduates would walk from one end of the pass to the other, and to see if they could survive. And she, for example, her group survived basically by the stronger ones killing the weaker ones and using them for sustenance, and in her case for warmth. There was a dragonborn among the group of graduates that they ended up killing and using the gland for their breath weapon to create fire and keep them from freezing to death. So something you happen to know about the place you're in, putting someone on foot in the pass wouldn't be directly killing them, but they likely would not make it out.
And we
Seems
probably
punishment enough.
want to go down and check for a body of the Dragonborn as well. So we could be killing two birds with one stone, right?
Possibly.
Then yeah, let's do that. I'll let him know. I'll let them know that because they provided us with some information, their lives will be spared, but because of their actions, they're going to be put down on foot in the pass.
Okay.
And watch them all collectively shit themselves.
Yes, some of them do start openly weeping. They know what that means. You want to take them on Serenity and descend
Yeah.
into the valley? All right. So the crew of the Solia seem actually pretty satisfied with this decision and happily help you load them all into the cargo bay. And Dustin takes Serenity down into the valley. And you're wanting to look for the body of Vandervries?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
All right.
Depending if there's been wind and stuff, who knows if it's even visible still.
Worth a shot. All right. So you descend down about 1,500 feet, roughly, above the area of the battle. Oh, I didn't create any plans because I didn't need to. All right, who wants to lead the search for his body while the crew is being loaded out?
No, it's just going to be
I think
Zuko
I
and Malcolm. I'm still looking at that body that
Oh
they
yes,
told me to
so
look
you're
at.
not going with it. All right, roll investigation check.
Me?
Unless you want me to hit somebody, I suggest you leave me on the ship.
Me?
Yeah. No, Mira, roll an investigation first because she's
Looking at the kobold body.
20 total.
okay. You do find a small kind of notebook. It is filled with essentially calculations. You get the impression that it indicates, based on the distance from the destination, what the call and response time is essentially for sending messages out. You know, if you're 50 miles out from the place, how soon the Raven would get there and a message would be able to be returned. Things like that, but you don't see any mention of a cipher or any techniques they use to conceal their messages. However, you do see a little note underlined an exclamation point. Always send 2 birds.
Okay.
All right, so you guys are down in the pass. Zuko, you want to do the investigation for?
Yeah, because I'm a ranger.
Okay. So go ahead and roll a survival check.
Alrighty. Son of a bitch. 11.
11.
Ew.
All right.
Keep in mind, I add +8 to what I roll.
Wow. Okay. So you spend about half an hour while Malcolm's dealing with unloading the prisoners, and you can't seem to find an obvious indication of where he fell.
Okay. Anything else, or is that it?
I mean, that's
That's it.
Right.
So no luck for Zuko?
nope, not at least not. I mean, unless he wants to spend more time on it.
I mean, how much more time can we spare?
Lara's getting pretty anxious to go, but she's not going to go until you guys are ready.
Can I do another 15-minute sweep?
Sure, roll another survival check.
Okay.
Did you do that?
What?
Look at Ryan's screen.
Oh, whoops. Hey. I was checking the because I heard typing. I was seeing if there was any messages in the chat.
24. Oh, wait. 22.
22. Okay, this time you actually it is starting to get dark, but you find an imprint, a crater essentially in the snow that's starting to fill in, but it looks to be impact from Van de Vries falling.
Wait, the dude's still alive.
What's that?
Do I spot?
What'd you say?
I didn't say.
Spot him.
Does he actually spot Van der Vries or just the crater?
At the moment he sees the crater. Do you want to go closer?
Yes.
All right, getting up close to the crater, you look down in. Sure enough, it is starting to fill in with snow. You don't have a clear view of him, but you see what looks to be, a lump that could be a body.
All right. Well, I guess I will, through my earpiece, tell Malcolm I believe I found a body that I'm gonna go check if I can to make sure that he's dead.
Okay, so you want to dig through the snow, see if you can pull him out?
Yeah.
Just be careful, dude.
I'm gonna laugh if he grabs you.
Oh my
We are
God.
about to find out.
That'd be some crazy shit.
All right, so you clear off the snow, and sure enough, you start to see blue scales and clothing and stuff like that. And he is there.
Is he dead?
Roll a medicine check.
Hey guys.
16.
16. He is unconscious, but you do get the impression he's still breathing.
So
Yeah.
I relay this information to Malcolm and say I need him over here ASAP in case he wakes up and almost kills me. And as I'm waiting, I think I'm going to try to start to, is there anything of value that I can easily grab without going into too much pickpocketing?
Right.
Because I don't want to wake him up,
You would.
Yes, I would.
Most obvious thing, he also has a flintlock on each hip.
I take both of those.
Okay. That's all you see. That's obviously grabbable without really digging in.
Okay. I believe I have rope. I'm gonna start tying him up while I wait for Malcolm to show up.
Okay.
Strong enough to hold a dragonborn.
What should we call this? What would be a good check for rope tying?
Like knots.
Yeah.
I
guess I
don't
can
know.
go under survival.
Acrobatics.
Dexterity? Isn't that like finger dexterous?
Yeah. Let's call it.
Yeah.
Roll a dexterity check for me.
Okay. Uh, 23.
All right. So you tie him up, and you're fairly confident that if he does wake up, he's not going to easily get out of it.
Now the pickpocketing begins.
East.
Wow.
All right. Roll an investigation check.
20.
All right. You find a key, most likely belonging to his desk.
Yeah.
He doesn't have
Yeah, that's
much
useful now.
on him besides his clothing, which is nice, but worn in a very casual way. The coat at some point was probably pretty expensive. Another thing you notice of value on him while you're searching him, you realize the buttons on his coat are all made of pearl.
Huh.
Wow. Can we like pluck those off his?
They could be pretty easily cut off.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. All right. So.
Zook was all about the money, man.
All right. So again, this is an item you'd have to like trade in for the value, but with all of the intact buttons you were able to grab, they value somewhere around 400 gold pieces worth of pearl.
How many buttons was that? Like 10?
Yeah. There are a few missing.
Well, now you can't close your coat, bitch.
Coates is not in as good a shape as it once was, but yeah, about 10 of them you managed to pull off.
Okay.
And while he's been doing this, as soon as he messaged me and told me that he was still alive, Malcolm visibly says, "What the
Yeah.
or
Well,
how
remember-
the fuck?"
You guys barely touched him before coming to that incident. He still had quite a bit of hit points left. But yes, I actually
Jeez,
rolled the
it's
damage.
Crazy though.
I rolled the damage on his fall, and he managed to not die.
So you knew for like 2 weeks though that he was alive.
It wasn't enough to insta kill him.
No.
Wow.
Wow.
In fact,
Well-
it wasn't enough to even like. I mean, for flavor's sake, I assumed that fall would at least knock him unconscious, but he did not actually hit 0 HP.
Wow.
He fell
Wow.
like 200 feet.
Yeah. Well, wait. No, he fell like 1,500 feet, but like we discussed
1,500
last time. Last time, terminal velocity is terminal velocity. Once you fall more than 3 stories, you're at the pretty much at the maximum speed you're going to hit. But like I said, also it comes in. The snow comes into factor and everything else. So the
Well,
impact
good thing we
knocked him
decided
out.
to
Yeah,
check.
and if it was fresh snow too, it was basically like falling on a pillow.
Some
He
extent.
would have been a good one to come across later on, though.
And that's what
Like,
would have happened if you guys hadn't
he's-
gone to check. I would have run some survival checks on him to see if he made it out of the pass.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess what the maximum fall damage is, what, like 120? I think. So yeah, he could have lived. Damn.
Well, now you can interrogate his ass, dude.
I'm trying to remember how much damage he actually ended up taking. I think it was like 90-ish points, but he had taken almost no damage up until that point, so...
Yeah, because we just yeeted him off the boat.
Pretty much.
Don't mess with Serenity or Malcolm will fucking yeet you off the boat.
And that's where my mistake was with Kronzun, because he had already taken quite a bit of damage when he went up there with you. So
Like, yeah, bitch, I'm gonna appear right in front of you.
it didn't
Push.
take much to make him splat.
So
That's
now,
our favorite move.
well, and he is an ice dragon, isn't he? Or is he lightning?
Or
Lightning.
water. I think water, because Matt said that Zuko's, oh my god, what was it? His water container thing shouldn't have worked. That he should have taken half damage.
I mean, the damage, the thing didn't really do much damage to begin with. It was really just to get
Right.
him.
I think it was, he passed the
But
saving
it,
throw.
but
that
it
was
shouldn't
all it
have.
was.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm trying to think here. Do we want to Do we want to wake him up, or do we want to just stab him?
Leave him here.
Finish the job.
I don't know. He might. I think if you intimidate him enough, he might give you the information, and then you could kill him. But there's something you wanted to do specifically with the magic quill, and since he's still alive, you can still do it.
Well, I mean, I don't think it really matters what. There's enough. I think we probably have enough of that scroll that was started by the kobold that I could forge pretty well a message back.
You think so?
You've also had that quill that makes it basically like a non-check
That's
thing.
what
You
I'm
have, to use
talking about.
you have to use a kobold's blood. So, I mean, it doesn't matter if they're dead or not. Yeah, so yeah.
I think we should at least try to interrogate him. If he doesn't want to talk after a little bit, then we just...
Then we could all stab him to death. Malcolm shoots, Zuko shoots, and I behead.
But how are we actually going to intimidate him?
I don't know. Cut off a foot?
He knows he has nothing to gain by telling us anything.
Okay,
And-
we remove his manhood.
He's going to assume that we're going to kill him, so he has no upside.
God,
I think-
Zuko was gonna make Jack Bauer blush.
I think Alaric rejoined the campaign. Do you have a Mark of Orcus too over there, buddy?
Hey, we watched Braveheart the other day, okay? And we looked up how they killed him, and yeah, it was a thing.
Oh, jeez.
So
I
what you
mean,
guys
yeah,
want to do?
we can try to intimidate him first, I guess.
All right. So you guys gonna do it right down there in the snow, or?
I mean, we might as well.
Might as well.
All right.
Why,
So what you
why
gonna
bring
do?
him into a warm freaking ship?
What you gonna do to wake him up?
Oh, let's be mean. Let's use that fuck. The water gun thing.
The container, your container thing. That's, oh my god, what the fuck? What's the fucking name of that thing?
You know what I'm talking about. We'll use that to wake him up.
Yes!
So you're just gonna dump water on him?
Yep.
Yeah, like 30 gallons
Wake
in,
up,
the, in the
bitch!
freezing cold. It'd be great.
Yep. Did it to my brother once. I got chased.
All right. So you dump water on him, and after a few moments, he shakes and tries to sit up. What the? And he realizes after a couple moments he's restrained. You guys are standing over him.
Maybe a couple, like a few
Is-
feet away.
Is he like laying on his side,
Laying on his back.
on his back? I mean, I'm gonna take out my pistol and just put it against his forehead.
All right, so you're standing to his side.
Yeah,
Or are you on top of him?
to the side.
So, all right,
I don't want
Zuko-
him to pop. I don't want him to like pop up and fucking knock me over or something.
Yeah.
All right, Zuko, where are you standing?
I mean, since I had to shoot the water at him, I'm probably, I don't know, 5 feet away.
Okay.
Zuko's like, my 14 HP ass is gonna be over here.
Yeah.
Wise choice. Where's that quarter? Ah! I can't see what the result
I just
was.
saw the thing fly. What the fuck did you just do?
I was trying to flip a coin, but
You lost the coin instead.
yep. All right, Zuko, I need you to make a dex save.
Oh my god.
What the fuck did he do?
I didn't do anything.
He shot breath at him, didn't he?
Wait, I said Malcolm, right?
No, you said
No,
you
Zuko.
said-
Zuko.
I'm sorry, I meant Malcolm.
Oh, thank God,
Oh,
because I
thank
rolled
God.
a 1.
A dexterity saving throw.
Guess I should have kept my
Yeah.
mouth shut. Now, Malcolm is the more sensible choice because he's the one who kicked him off the ship. So, but Zuko, because you stepped back, you weren't the immediate threat either, so that influenced the decision.
Yeah, suck on that, Malcolm.
Well,
Dude, he's gonna freaking kick you off the
Just-
coin. Keep this up.
just to be safe, I'm gonna use the third charge of my gloves of hands.
God.
I didn't really even need it. 27.
Ooh, Malcolm, you on fire
27.
now.
And then I need to make a Constitution saving throw to not become exhausted from using my gloves.
Oh
All
my
right.
god.
So you take 3 points of lightning damage as he opens his mouth and a bolt of lightning goes right through you.
Ow.
3 points is
Whack him with a gun.
I
And
don't want to knock him back out.
Oh.
all right, and I don't have D&D Beyond yet, so I can't remember what I set the.
DC 16 Constitution saving throw. Which I rolled a 14, add 7, so 21.
All right, so you succeeded.
Yep.
All right, so the. So the charges will reset the next morning.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's not exhaustion. It's very specific. Movement speed reduced to half. Disadvantage on all dexterity-based attacks, checks and attacks you
Jesus.
make until a long rest. So, yeah.
That actually sounds like it really would suck.
Yeah, but it's better than taking 3 levels of exhaustion, which is what it would take to get to that point usually, and it would take 3 long rests to recover.
Oof.
So I took some of the effects of some of the higher levels and made it a one-shot thing that you can recover from after a night of rest.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Basically, the trade-off is if you hit that point in the middle of a combat, it could really screw you up for the rest of the run.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
All right, so what do you do?
Son of a bitch.
How do we stop him from attacking us with his breath attack while we're trying to talk to
Take
him?
his head, or do you beat him with the back of your gun?
I mean, again, we don't want to knock him unconscious again, do we? That was the whole point of waking him up.
Well, we'll just do it
He was to tie
again.
his mouth shut.
How would he talk then?
I'm asking the DM, could he talk if you guys were to tie his mouth shut? Because I'm not with you guys. I'm
He would
still on the
mumble,
ship.
and I'm
Let
not
the
fluent
bitch
in
mumble.
mumbling.
Yeah, you'd have to find some way to keep him from turning his head, at least, so you can stay behind him or.
So flip him over onto his stomach and stand on the back of his neck.
That
Or
works.
sit on him.
So who wants to
Police
do that?
brutality his ass.
You had to go there, dude. I was hoping nobody
If
would.
Well, I went there.
All right, who's doing it?
I mean, Malcolm's right there.
Let the guy with 14 HP do it.
No.
Oh my god, is this when you guys call me down then?
I flip him over on his stomach, and then stand over him with the gun to the back of his head.
Okay. All right. In response, do it.
I really
Not
don't.
yet, bitch.
I really don't think we're gonna get any information out of him, guys. But Jake, why don't you go ahead and ask some questions?
Man, what were some of... Damn it.
How many people
Would
are
Charm-
at the compound
Will
normally?
Charm Creature work on this fucker?
Yeah.
Theoretically possible.
Say what?
So
Too bad I
theoretically
can't
possible.
just jump down there.
I don't know. He survived. You might.
You want me to die, love.
Hey, you only have 62 HP. Probably not a good idea.
Yeah, I would die.
All right. So what do you want to ask him?
The questions that we had asked, how many people are in the compound, with the
Okay.
the ravens.
In response to how many people in the compound, not enough pieces to put you back together when I'm done ripping you apart.
Feisty. Maybe we should cook him.
Oh no, I know exactly what I'm gonna do to him.
Ooh.
Oh, you're
Next
gonna make
question.
it slow?
What?
Are you gonna make it slow?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be
Are you
like,
good-
well,
do you have any more questions to ask him?
I'm just gonna be like, well, Malcolm, you were right. He clearly doesn't want to talk.
He doesn't want to live either.
So I'm going to shoot him and use Gravedigger on him.
Okay. Is there a save on that? I can't.
Remember.
Or it's just if he hit, right? Which
It's a DC 8 plus my proficiency bonus plus my wisdom modifier. So +4. So it'd be 16 total.
what kind of save?
Dexterity saving throw.
And of course he has disadvantage because
He's tied up.
yeah.
Do you actually need me to roll for attack or?
No, there's no point in that. You're good at. He got a 12. Oh wait, no.
Okay.
Sorry, the other one was a natural 1. So yeah, either way he fails.
He's
Okay, so yeah, he's now underground. Do I need to roll for damage or as well?
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
Because he's probably going to be having a death saving throw after this, probably.
Yep.
Let's see, attack. Uh, 15 damage.
Okay.
That probably puts him back under 0, I'd assume.
Yeah. Yep. So success. Failure. Success. Failure. Failure. He's gone.
And he's already buried, so.
Alright, so you guys head back to Serenity?
Yep.
Alright, so you get back to Serenity. You notice as you approach a bit of blood on the ground. And you see Kaylee standing at the bottom of the gangplank with a mace. Kind of holding the rest.
Go ahead.
Holding the rest of the group at a distance. And there is the body of one crew member face down in the snow at the bottom of the gangplank.
Okay, so they charged back, trying to take over Serenity while we were away. I'm assuming.
At least one did. Yep. That's that much
he's
is
dead
obvious.
now.
I'm gonna walk over and flip him over and see if it's the same person we have talked to.
It is not.
So somebody had the balls to try and do something stupid.
That would be a them problem.
Yep.
All right. What would you like to do?
I would taunt them. I'd be like, anybody else want to try anything?
Roll an intimidation check.
How prone to avalanches is this area?
Uh-oh.
Pretty prone.
Okay, never mind then. I was going to use my thaumaturgy again and shoot off a round, telling them to start moving. But might kill us all.
You don't want to.
So
Yeah,
let's not do
you don't want to get trapped in here.
All right. What would you guys like to do? Just hopping on the ship and taking off?
Yep. And I put my hand on Kaylee's shoulder and nod my head to her because I know that probably wasn't easy for her to do. She doesn't like killing.
She doesn't like taking a life.
My first responsibility is to the ship. That's the way I see it. And if I had let them on board, they would have left, and it'd be our lives on the line. I did what I had to do.
Just make sure you don't beat yourself up over it.
Thank you, Mira. I feel like I'll have to
Yeah.
do some penance, but I'll get through it.
I squeeze your shoulder again and drop my arm down and walk up the gangplank onto the ship and tell Dustin to take us back up.
All right. They watch as you walk up, and the ship begins to lift off.
I stare them down as the gangplank goes up, narrower and narrower.
Nice. All right, so Serenity returns back to the level of the rest of the ship. The Aratos is tied up to the Solia and ready to go. Mira, are you getting back on Serenity, or?
Yeah, I'll get back up on Serenity, and I'll give Malcolm the notebook that I found.
So I read over the notebook, and it said to send 2 ravens, correct? And it gave you a time
Correct.
frame for how soon we had to send it out.
Yeah.
Well, it's a whole series of calculations based on distance, how long the answer and return would take, depending on how far away you are from the target.
Do we have time to get an answer back before we get there, according to the calculations?
According to the calculations, you are too far away to send a Raven right this moment anyway. Raven
Okay.
might not survive the distance. So.
Okay.
It gives
So-
Malcolm time to forge a letter, though.
Based on his calculations and what you remember from Lara's map, the best time to send one out would be after you're out of the pass, and
Okay.
you have an answer back by before you reach the island.
Okay. So yeah, I guess we'll plan on sending a message after we're on the way. I make sure to tell Alara to not do anything with the kobold's body because we're going to need it.
Okay. She acknowledges that. The ship is being repaired. You guys want to go ahead and take your long rest?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm sure Zuko.
Yes, we do.
Oh yes.
Everybody smash that long rest button. By the way, Brent,
Okay,
I don't know if I
smash
told
it.
you I fixed that issue with yours that was causing it to change your HP
Yes.
when you were done.
Yeah, just to be safe, I unclicked the box that said to change to reset any HP changes. So
I think part of the issue is we were starting so high level that there was no way to put in what your initial rolls were throughout the campaign. But I tweaked with it until it was set right. All right, so dawn breaks the next morning, and the ships are starting to come out. You're just past the fork, where this pass splits off 3 ways. So somebody want to roll a d20 for me?
Sure. Do I add anything to it?
Nope, just d20.
Okay. 18.
All right. As I said, you guys have come significantly further south. Coming out of the pass, the elevation begins to drop and the weather starts to get much warmer. However, there are clouds in the sky and it is downpouring rain. Where's my sound? All right, so it is dawn. The Eratos is running under its own power. Would you like to go over to meet Lara?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So you head over. There's still some repairs being done, but again, the ship is under its own power. It isn't being pulled by the Soli anymore. Lara greets you. And you can see, looking around, you can see that some of the freed prisoners have actually joined in the work. Repairing.
I guess we probably should broach that with the prisoners about fighting back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so Lara, calls you over and shows you the map again and some notes she's taken. So, based on what you said before and what we know now, this is what I'm thinking. You send a message by Raven to the island as shortly. Let them know that you've captured a vessel that would be very useful to the cartel. You have their pilot, and I don't know if you still wanted to use Mira as a form of disarming, but you could say you captured the captain as well. Let them know that the vessel isn't seaworthy, but is capable of landing anywhere without use of a spire.
Mm-hmm.
That would get Serenity into this alcove. This is of course a guess, but I assume they would tell you to park it in there. It would be past the sightline of the batteries, and if we have enough people on board, they would be able to follow these paths, and she shows you the roads that essentially lead from the beach up into those ridges, and we'd be able to attack the cannon batteries. Meanwhile, we bring the Eratos into their secret entrance here, and hopefully you will be able to pass yourselves off as the crew of the ship and have the element of surprise to deal with whoever's inside. And once everybody's dead or captured, we find Marcus's brother. The Solia will stay a distance away with a skeleton crew, and we'll call them in when everything's said and done. Which ship would you prefer to be on, Captain? She says, and you see that Captain Marcus Shepard is sitting there next to the the drafting table that's on back by the helm. I'll stay on the Solia. You let me know when you found my brother. Really, Captain? Are you sure? Yes. I'm no fighter. I'll stay with the ship. You let me know when I can bring her in. I trust she'll be able to handle the situation. Alright. Well, that's that part. We don't have a lot of crew left, but the majority of the Solius crew could be on the Serenity and take care of the cannon batteries, hopefully. Does this sound good to you?
How many people do you think there would need to operate each cannon battery?
Well, if I'm understanding these diagrams properly, I'm guessing there's probably about 6 cannons in each. So that's at least 6 people per battery.
Do we have enough crew to fight all 6 or all 5 at the same time, or we would need to take them out one by one?
Well, so if that guess is correct, we're looking at about 30 people, which is a few more than we have left on to do this on the Solia. But assuming that the the noise doesn't carry too much from one to the next, it is possible we could split up into 2 groups, starting up each side of this inlet, and would be able to take care of them one at a time, or 2 at a time, technically.
What if we put 2 of your people with 4 of the former prisoners of the ship? Because there's what, like 80 people, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can
Yeah,
convince these people to help us fight, 80 people plus our 27, I'd say we have a very good chance.
Oh, I'm sure they would want to fight back after what happened to them. They probably want a little bit of revenge.
We can only hope. You'd have to talk to them. We just freed them as slaves. I don't want to force them into anything they don't want to do.
Understandable.
I try to gather all of them around a little bit,
Okay.
and I just make a small speech. You know, I know you guys have just been freed, and I don't want to ask you to do anything you don't want to do or force you into doing something you don't want to do. But we are going to assault the people that put you in chains. And if any of you want to help fight back and put an end to their operations, we would definitely take your hands and your arms.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
I like that speech, Malcolm.
Yeah, that's why he gets advantage.
That was good.
If it had just been exposition, that would have been just a straight roll, but that was a pretty good speech.
Yes, yes. If we were here in person, would you give
16
him one of
total.
those coins?
Yeah.
16 total.
16 total. All right.
Yep.
The dwarf that you guys initially spoke with steps forward. I'm in.
You have my axe.
Sounds a bit dangerous, but if we can stop these people from doing this to anyone else, I'd gladly give my life for that. So with that... Sorry, what was your roll?
16 total.
16.
Okay, so... Decimal point, damn it.
And I think to myself, anybody that doesn't come is getting dropped off in the past. I'm just joking.
All right, you end up convincing 65
Power hungry for death, man. Ooh.
of them. 65 of them to come with you. The remainder would prefer to stay on the Solia to, so they can return to their families. However, with those 60, with that group staying on the Solia and agreeing to help out there, that brings the number of Solia crew up to 35. So you have an even 100 people to go up against the 30 that are running the, assumed 30 that are running the cannon batteries.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I'm glad I brought up that idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to think if I'm sure there's probably a back way into the main compound from the beach. I think there was a cave on the map.
Yep.
Yeah, there was.
So if shit hits the fan, they could also come in the back way.
Yep.
So that we're not, fighting the entire might of the people in the compound with just the four of us, or three of us.
All right.
And I think in the message we're also going to state we have to decide whether whether I'm going to impersonate the captain or the tabaxi.
Now would be the time to do that. Make that decision.
Tabaxi, I could probably get alone with him.
Mm-hmm. Let him get his guard down.
Well, I wouldn't technically be alone because you'd be with me, and then Zuko could be invisible, so we'd all three be walking.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he'll take me alone with you, hopefully, to the prison to put you in jail, where the rudder will be as well.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's a good idea to do it as a tabaxi. So in the letter, state that. Oh, wait, do we even know the tabaxi's name?
Yeah.
Or
Hala.
Hala. Okay. I don't know what her voice actually sounds like, but we'll try. So yeah, I guess we'll write in the letter that the captain was kicked off the airship by the captain of the vessel we took, and that he's presumed dead, and that we're heading back to the port with the ship that's not seaworthy, all that good stuff that
Lara said.
Lara said, yeah.
Okay. So you send that message out. And where'd the clock go? There we go. As Lara promised, it is approaching midday when you can see the island in the distance. Shortly before it actually comes into visual range, a raven returns. Message says, "You've piqued my curiosity, and will take vengeance for Van de Vries." Yeah, so you are taking Mira in as the captain, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And told them the pilot is taking Serenity into the inlet.
Onto the beach, yeah.
Yes.
I can't hear anything if anybody's talking.
I'm not saying anything.
Can you hear
We
us now?
agreed, honey. We
I
agreed.
can't hear any of you all of a sudden. What the heck happened there? Oh,
Discord,
goodness.
Did you deafen yourself?
No, that freaking voice meter potato brought up that registration request, which silenced everything.
Oh,
That's
jeez.
unfortunate.
That's irritating. Like, it's one thing if you want to ask me every time I bring it up, and it's irritating enough that it makes you wait like 20 seconds before you're allowed to use the thing, but to have it interrupt me in the middle of the stream, that pisses me off.
I understand.
Okay. What was I saying? All right, so you're bringing Mira in as the captain, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. So he says we'll take our vengeance for Van de Vries on out on their captain. Congratulations on your promotion.
Why, thank you. No, I'm kidding.
So it sounds like your plan is approved. As you approach the island, Lara directs the ship to be the largely empty ship to be dropped into the water and sailed up to the side of the island. The masts are dropped back so that it can fit, and sure enough, as it feels like you're about to run into the side of a cliff almost this entire time, but at some point, as the mast are dropped and the current starts to take you through this trench, the opening in the side of this cliff face becomes obvious just before you hit it. And it drags you through a small snaking trail of water in between these rocks, the ship occasionally bumping and scraping up against the side until the light is... well, there isn't much light to begin with because it's storming, but what little daylight there is outside is overshadowed by the surface of the island. And a few moments later, the ship begins to pull into this large opening off and to the right-hand side where the water continues to go out. You see two ships docked off on the side of the cove, and to your left you see a large platform. Let's load the right map here. A large, base platform where that is the cave itself. As you approach, you see several people throw up. No, sorry, the handful of crew members you have with you throw down mooring ropes, which are tied up. There's a bunch of cargo up against the side of the water. There are two braziers right about the halfway point that allows you to put the gangplank down. There is a group of people sitting around a table next to several cook fires. About 5 guys up here. You also see about 5 over here, and 5 more down here. And you also can, from the perspective of the deck of the ship, you see a pit roped off over here, and a dog pacing back and forth in that space. But you are assisted with getting the ship docked, and the gangplank is dropped, and you are free to disembark. Where are you guys going?
Well, so do we see Manos nearby, or?
You haven't been given any indication of what Manos looks like.
Ah, son of a bitch! We should have asked that, shouldn't we?
Yeah, we should have. Didn't think about that.
The one question we didn't ask.
Oops.
It'll all play out. We'll figure it out.
Alright, so Zuko, you're turning invisible, right?
Yeah.
Probably a good idea, because you stick out like a sore thumb. Blue elves are common.
I'm putting the mask on and going all female katana like.
Alright, and you've got Mira.
Tied up. Giggity. No, I'm kidding.
Very loosely tied, where she's like kind of holding the ends of the rope, so really she could just throw them off anytime.
All right,
Like
now do you have her disarmed?
Ooh.
Yes.
No, her sword is still on her back.
Yay.
Zuko, where are you positioning yourself?
I guess I'll go behind.
Okay, so you're gonna walk with them invisible?
Yeah.
This could either go really good or really bad.
Just, yeah. Holy crap.
Mira, everybody there is giving you the stink eye, so word has clearly gotten out what you apparently did.
Oh, kiss my ass.
I really hope that Manos is pretty obviously who's in charge.
Right?
I can't believe we didn't ask about what he looked like.
I can't believe it either. Something just
Go up
slipped
to a
my
random
mind.
person, asking if they've seen him, and then it would be, well, I'm him. Ah, fuck.
All right, so you're to the bottom of the gangplank, approaching the table. What
Well,
would
I
you like
assume
to
he's going to
do?
be walking towards you, though,
Well,
because he's
actually-
interested on...
I should know Manos, but Mira, technically speaking, should not know him. But she might know who runs the cartel. So I whisper to her to yell out, "Where is Manos?"
Huh.
Okay, so you
Hey,
want her.
Manos! Show yourself, you son of a bitch!
Okay, clever, clever.
I just went Dean Winchester.
Okay, good cover, good cover. All right, so, shortly after you say this, you feel a rhythmic kind of vibration in the ground, like very, very heavy footsteps, but in not sure what the word for six would be, but a rhythm of six, vibrating in the ground that gets a little bit heavier and heavier as time passes. And a few moments later, coming out of this doorway over here, the double doors burst open, and through it you see a large white gorilla-like being come prancing
What the
through.
fuck?
As I
Monkey
said,
want a
large white gorilla-like creature with 4 arms is running on all 6. He is wearing what was probably fine clothes at some point, but you can tell it's been altered to accommodate both his abnormal number of appendages and his size. And again, it is worn in a suave, casual kind of manner. And as he gets closer, you can see that he has a third eye that is closed on his forehead.
Oh shit!
Holy shit!
And as he gets to about this area, he gets up onto his back too, and starts walking more like a humanoid.
I don't like that third eye.
And as he stands up on his hind 2 legs, you can see his coat kind of opens, and you see he has 2 leather straps running over his shoulders, and on the front is mounted 6 holsters, each with a flintlock pistol inside of it. Overly large, obviously.
Has Malcolm met his match? Find out next time on Winds of Earrenia.
He definitely looks angry.
Oh, you
A
one
mix of-
ugly son of a bitch.
A mix of anger and excitement, I suppose. Well done, Hala. It's unfortunate to hear about Vandevries' death, but had he survived, I would have been coming in here asking if he's gunning for my job. First getting those slaves for free, and then bringing me that beautiful piece of machinery out there.
You mean my beautiful piece of machinery?
Yes, you. We've got plans for you. Good job on that one as well. We may not be able to bring Vandevries back, but we'll get our pound of flesh.
Bring it on, bitch.
To really sell it, when Mira says that, I backhand her.
Oh shit!
Not hard, but
Hard enough.
hard
Roll
enough
a
to sell it.
Roll a deception check with advantage.
You know,
What's that?
we gotta play the part.
23 total for the higher roll.
Wow, nice.
Nice. And Mira, you do, of course, take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Oh,
But,
of course.
Since it was a pulled punch, essentially. And so he rests his all 4 of his arms on the butts of 4 of the flintlocks, and he says, "Now, let's get to business." And that is where we're going to end our session.
Let's get down to business.
Well, you guys definitely went a different route than expected. Admitting the death of Van de Vries definitely changed the approach. Good job on not giving away the fact that you had no idea who the fuck Manos was.
So he has the arms of Goro, and he's a gorilla. So is he a?
And he has a third fucking eye.
So he's a gorilla.
He's actually
So
he
what
is
the
based
fuck is he?
off of a D&D creature called a gorillian. Zuko, go ahead and roll a nature check with advantage because you're watching this, right?
Yeah.
Was he playing in the river in Springfield?
12.
With advantage?
Yes.
I guess it balances
Oh
out
my.
all those natural 20s.
Yeah, I got his high rolls towards the end, and he got my low rolls.
Yes.
Damn, it switched, you guys.
All right. Well, I still think, given your background, it is enough that Zuko knows what he is. He is a Satori.
Wow.
Zuko, for your information, though you're right behind Mira, so you might be able to communicate some of this. But
we all got our earrings in too.
Yeah.
He is a fey creature. You have never seen one on the mortal realm. It is said, because elves, unlike other mortal creatures that tend to go to the realm of their chosen god when they die, elves tend to go to the fey realm, and they can actually even reincarnate. But it is said that there is essentially a worthiness test for elves to be allowed to join the communities of the Fey realm. Otherwise, they are forced to wander. But it is said the Satori are the ones who perform these tests. They are able to see a person's soul.
Oh shit!
Huh.
So we're probably not gonna be good here.
That is what that third eye is for when it's open. It's
closed.
It's currently closed, but it is said that they are able to essentially they are able to see a person's guilt, or if they have a clear conscience. They can tell when they're lying if that eye is open. And things like that. It's not like true sight, so he wouldn't necessarily be able to see through your disguise, Malcolm. But
Okay.
but if he becomes suspicious enough to
Open his
open
eye.
the eye, he would be able to tell that you were deceiving him.
Okay.
So
But
We have to do everything we can to keep that eye shut.
yeah, my big worry was that he would be able to see Zuko even though he was invisible. So as long as it's not
Yeah.
full true sight, I'm like feeling a little bit better.
Alright. So,
One day, Matt's gonna start throwing True Sight stuff at us, just so you guys know.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Yeah.
well, I did once already. Remember? I think what was it the? No, the hounds were the hellhounds were able to smell you. I think the armor the Death Knight had True Sight, but it was a short range.
Yeah, I did.
All right, so that is our session. That was very exciting. Some nice role playing. Lots of moral dilemmas tonight.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about this game. You guys did fantastically. Made some very interesting choices. Good speeches. Good strategizing. I loved every minute of it. Well, all right. So we will be back in 2 weeks to see how this goes. Almost guaranteed to come to conflict, but we'll decide when and how that ends up happening. So when we return in 2 weeks, we will finish out this side quest, and hopefully all will end well. We no guarantees, but we are hoping at the next giveaway to have a set of Winds of Earrenia themed dice to give away. So be sure to keep an eye on the Winds of Earrenia page and the Bold Wolf Gaming social medias to see any further announcements about that. We have molds to make and everything else. They're homemade, but they will be matching the color scheme of the Winds of Earrenia opening credits. So looking forward to that. Hope to see lots of people here to watch us 2 weeks from now, which will be the 16th. Too bad my birthday didn't fall on a Friday this year.
I still got stuff to get.
What's that?
Don't rush it. I still got stuff to get.
I know. I wish it would have fallen on a Friday that we were playing. That would have been cool. All right. So tomorrow, be sure to tune in for the By Zero Squad's double feature of Tom Clancy's The Division. We are just about ready to finish that up. And at 9:30 tomorrow, we will be playing Call of Duty World War II.
Watch me get farmed.
Be sure to check out Rhino Gaming 83 on Twitch and Facebook. Right, those are the only two.
Yep. YouTube as well.
And if you watch us on Twitch tomorrow and use the Nightbot command !squad, you can get a link to watch all three of us simultaneously, and that will give all three of us views, and you'll be able to see the game from all three perspectives. And I believe that is all we have tonight. Doesn't look like we're going to have any closing credits tonight, but the three people who are watching, we appreciate you. We love having you here, and we hope you enjoyed the show. And that is all for us this week. Hit the button, Frank.